Do you know how a personality is constituted? What is actually an individual personality of a person? And it's so important to know that, to understand what effects and what forces constitute a single person. And for that we try to understand the ancient wisdom from Ponder on This, from Alice Bailey and Master Djwhal Khul. And it is on page 380. It's a really crucial understanding to know the path a person has to go through and what has humanity gone through in the course of evolution. And for that we read, all right, the personality is the triple combination of forces impressing and absolutely controlling the fourth aspect of the personality, which is the dense physical body. So, three forces control the fourth aspect, which is, as you see, this physical body. The three personality types of energy are the etheric body, which is the vehicle of the vital energy, the astral body, which is the vehicle of the feeling energy or sentient force, and the mental body, which is the vehicle of the intelligence energy of will that is destined to be the dormant creative aspect. These forces constitute the lower man. The progress of humanity is from one realized integration to another. Man's basic integrity is, however, in the realm of consciousness. This is a statement of importance. So man's basic integrity is of consciousness, but he has those three different bodies: mental, emotional, physical. In Lemurian times, humanity achieved the integration of the vital or etheric body, which is with the physical body. In Atlantean times, humanity added the already achieved synthesis, still another part, the astral nature, and the psychic man came definitely into being. He was alive, at the same time sensitive and responsive to his environment in a wider and more specialized sense. Today, in our Aryan race, humanity is preoccupied with the task of adding still another aspect, that of the mind, to the achieved facts of livingness and sensitivity. He is rapidly adding reason, mental perception, and the other qualities of the mind through life. Advanced humanity upon the propitiatory path is fusing these three divine aspects into one whole, which we call the personality. Many hundreds of thousands stand at this time upon that path and are acting, feeling, and thinking simultaneously, making these fusions one activity. This personality synthesis comes upon the path of discipleship under the direction of the indwelling entity, the spiritual man. The integration constitutes alignment, and when a man has achieved this, he passes eventually through a process of reorientation. This reveals to him that he slowly changes his direction. Still, the still greater whole of humanity. Later on the path of initiation there will be dawn upon his vision, the whole of which humanity itself is only an expression. This is the subject world of reality, into which we begin definitely to enter as we become members of the kingdom of God. Upon probationary path, through only during in later stages, he begins to serve humanity consciously through the medium of his integrated personality, and thus the consciousness of the larger and wider whole gradually supersedes his individual and separative consciousness. He knows himself to be but a part. Upon the path of discipleship, the process of integration into the kingdom of God, the kingdom of souls, proceeds until the third initiation is undergone. All these various integration work out into some definite form of activity. First there is the service of the personality, selfish and separative, where man sacrifices much of in the interest of his own desires. Then comes the stage of service of humanity, and finally the service of the plan. This particular phase, the death of personality, has two quotations. I first want to go back and highlight again. So, human evolution has always added one more layer. First, there was the etheric, which constituted the physical body, and then there was an addition of the emotional layer, and then the mental layer. And now a human being can act, think, and feel all at the same time. That's the integration of a personality, and it goes further on. First, he serves a lot of his own selfish needs, desires, and it's the evolution into greater service of humanity and then service of the plan. Alright, the death of the personality. It may mean the death of the physical body, which is inevitably followed by the two stages of the death of the emotional vehicle and the subsequent dissipation of the temporary ever-changing form which the quota of the mental energy has assumed during incarnation. The subjective of mystical death of the personality. This is the phase indicating the transfer of the focus for the distribution of energy from the personality, a definitive center of force, to the soul, another definitive center. It must be borne in mind that life and of the personality falls into the following stages. It is slow, gradual construction over a long period of time. For many cycles of incarnation, a man is not a personality, he is just a member of the mass. Second, the conscious identification of the soul with the personality during this stage is practically non-existent. The aspect of the soul which is concealed within the sheds is for long periods dormant by the life of those shades, only making its presence felt through what is called the voice of conscious. However, as time goes on, the active life of the personality is gradually coordinated by the energy which streams from the knowledge of petals of the egoic lotus and from the intelligent perceptive nature of the soul on its own plane. This produces eventually the integration of the three lower sheds into one functioning whole. The man is then a personality. It's what we said. When the mental, emotional, astral, etherical become one. The physical, so he can think, act, and feel at the same time. The third personality life is now coordinated. Individual persists for a long number of lives and also falls into three phases. The phase of dormant, aggressive personality life as a basically conditioned by its ray type, selfish in nature and very unrealistic. B. A transitionary phase where conflict rages between the personality and the soul. The soul begins to seek liberation from form life, and yet in the last analysis, the personality is dependent upon the life principle conferred by the soul. Wording it otherwise, the conflict between the soul ray and the personality ray starts, and the bar is on between the two focused aspects of energy. The conflict determines at the third initiation. C. The control of the soul in the final phase, leading to death and destruction of the personality. The death begins when the personality, the dweller on the threshold, stands before the angel of the present. The angel of the solar angel then obligates the light of matter. The control phase is conditioned by complete identification of the personality with the soul. This is a reversal of the previous identification of the soul with the personality. This is also what we mean when we speak of the integration of these two are now one. So first we even need to get to a personality level, and then it's the personality ray, and there is a kind of internal battle between the personality and the soul light coming in. And only in a very later stage this battle is dissolved. And I hope that gives you an overview and a wider picture of how you are involved in what you're composed of and what's the purpose of all of this incarnation, to build and go through life experience to learn and evolve. Thank you.